Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Thaís. Um, so let's just get to it. Today I woke up and I was like, I kind of miss teaching because it's been a while since I've taught for the last time. And I was just thinking like, I kind of want to teach people how to make music. Um, because I think there are a lot of misconceptions about music making. And I think that misconception actually leads to a lot of weird situations for a lot of people. I think it can keep people from making music, and it can make people that actually make music feel like a little bit rejected. So I wanted to do this to see if I could help somebody. So I'm thinking mostly of young people that don't know if they have it in them. I'm thinking of people that are a little bit insecure, and I'm also thinking of like my haters because I think a lot of hate comes from not being able to deal with certain emotions and also limiting beliefs. And I think that I could help out with those things. Um, I keep forgetting things. Okay, so what I wanted to say is this is gonna be kind of like an improvised video. I thought of making a little plan, but ultimately I think it's better to just like stay in flow. And I'm also going to be sharing some of my own things with you guys because I think that some of my doubts, my questions could be somebody else's doubts. Um, and I think in my case in particular, I was actually quite insecure. So maybe some of you guys won't be, but I'm talking about people that feel insecure, because I think that you guys just need some reassurance. So I'll try to provide that for you. Okay. So I think one of the biggest problems when it comes to like making art is that we do live in a society where we have like celebrities and famous people, right? And I think that makes people think that only famous people can make art and that you're not allowed to make art unless you're famous. And that's a limiting belief. But unfortunately, that's a very prevalent limiting belief. And I see that all the time. I like to follow musicians on TikTok and stuff like that because if I'm going to be on a toxic app, I might as well use it for other reasons. And a lot of people are very talented, but I do notice that there is kind of like shame. Like whenever somebody posts a song, they're like, oh, like I know I'm not trending, but yeah, this is my music. And I feel like they're trying to cope a little bit. And I don't think that really helps anybody because it just makes them feel like they're apologizing for existing. And also, I think it continues to like feed this belief that like you need to be famous for music to be worthy. So like fame equals validation. Yeah, like societal validation. And I think it's such a pity because that's a horrible state to be in because I'm sorry to hurt anybody's feelings here, but there is a chance you're not going to be famous. And that's fine. But are you going to be like, oh my God, my life is worthless because I'm not famous? I don't think that's the move. Um, and I also don't think that it's so good for you to like be in this rut that you try to make it happen because I feel like you lose your peace of mind. Yeah, I'm rambling here. And also like a lot of people go viral now that I just feel like a lot of the times like people make music and it's like they're just chasing trends that at the end of the day they become a content creator and not a musician. So yeah, like I don't need to get into this too much, but I think that those things don't help anybody. And I think that can affect you when you actually sit down and try to write something. Yeah. So like I had this experience with a person. I thought that they were my friend, but then that person kept trying to bring me down so much. Like he was like, oh, you're a failure, you're a failed singer, maybe you're not that good. And obviously, like when I tell other people about that, they kind of know that the person was just projecting. But for me, that was a horrible experience. For me, that really made me feel worthless, and it also made me feel like, but I'm literally doing everything right, so like why am I still getting hated on? And that's the thing. I think that it's not about how good you are, it's about people's relationships with themselves. So some people are insecure. So like I'm just sharing the story because, well, it really hurt me as a person and an artist, because it made me like, it put me in a state of shame. But I also think that this story was worth telling because like he was basically just like sharing his limiting beliefs, and he was hating on me because I didn't follow his limiting beliefs, right? So he was basically saying like, unless you're famous, you're not good. And he was basically like saying that his sense of worth came from success. And I think that's a horrible state to be in. And I think that's probably why he was such a toxic person. Because if you measure your worth around success, then you're basically never going to be worthy, because the possibility for failure is always there for anybody. And also it's going to keep you like at a state that you need to like reach for more, reach for more, reach for more. And it's also going to keep you from trying and making music. Like maybe the guy could make music himself, but he doesn't know that he doesn't know that, because he thinks that he needs to be a certain way to be able to make it. And you don't need to make it, by the way, but I'm just saying like to like make music. So I think that sharing those things could help somebody, because like, yeah, I think that could prevent so much bullying from happening, because there are so many misconceptions, you know. I think for me as a kid, I kind of like was born with certain inclinations. And then as I grew older, I was just shocked that other people like didn't let themselves be like that. And I think if somebody like would have told me those things before, I think my social life would have been a lot easier and I would have suffered a lot less. So that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I think that, let me think here. I think people also don't know what it means to be an artist. I think there are mental shortcuts, right? So I think that there's just like many like limited beliefs, limitations, and I think that those things can really affect the self-esteem of young people. So if you're young and you want to be an artist, I just want to say that it's possible, but you really need to have a strong sense of self, and you need to be kind of prepared for things that people might pull on you. And you need to understand that those things have nothing to do with you. It's really more about their state of mind. I just say that because I feel like I started to pursue this like before I even knew what I was doing. And I was really just shocked at how people treated me. I thought that people would like me for singing, but instead I feel like I just triggered everybody. And as a sensitive person, that really, really hurt my feelings. So I guess if you're not a sensitive person, it's probably easier for you, right? But I'm just saying, I know a lot of artists tend to be sensitive, which is why we make art. But yeah, like I encourage you, do it. It's important for your soul, for your spirit, and for also other people's spirit, because of the sense of connection that you like get through art. But it's saying that it's hard is also a limiting belief, but I'm just saying like try to be neutral when it comes to the things that happen to you, because in this life, I think I've learned that your dreams do come true, but the way that they come true is not something that you might have envisioned or expected, you know? So I think it's important to keep that in mind. All right, very long intro. So now we're gonna go to the songwriting process itself. So I have some things with me here. So I have my computer. I'm gonna be typing here. I have another phone. I'm gonna be making like voice memos here. And I have my earphones, but most likely I'm not gonna use them. But sometimes they're good. Okay, So I like to type because I feel like I think very fast, believe it or not. And then it's just easier for me to like not lose track of my ideas. But you can also do it like the old fashioned way, right? You can get like a paper and a pen. You can you can get a typewriter if you want, but of course not. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, the way that you do this doesn't really matter, but I think that most people nowadays have a computer, right? So I think that's just the easiest way. The phone is important because my technique is that I basically just sing. Like, the ideas come and I keep singing, 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 and it's basically kind of like a channeling experience a little bit. And it doesn't really matter if the song sounds good right away, because that's another misconception. I feel like in my experience, I just let the thoughts come and I just kind of like interact with the thoughts as much as possible. Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it doesn't take a long time, sometimes the idea comes randomly. But what I mean is, like, you just need to interact with your thoughts. And then you can come back to it another day. Most of the time, when I think of a melody or an idea, I just record the thought and then I either interact with it right away, or I just keep the thought and then another day I do it again. But it's very important that you understand that you're not sitting here to write a hit. Some people sit and have the intention to make a hit, right? But I'm not teaching you how to be a famous celebrity. I'm teaching you how to make music so that you can express your right to self-expression. Yeah? So that's what we're doing. So I'm just gonna do this process right here in front of you. So most likely it's not gonna be an amazing song, but that's the point, because it does not need to be amazing. It's just that it puts you in the state of channeling so that eventually you can come up with other things. All right? Okay, so, and I think that one important thing to share as well is that it's really just about your emotions. It's about how you feel. It's about not judging how you feel. So whatever you feel, don't fight it, just write about it, and that's it. Just let it out, you know? And in my case, for example, I'm Brazilian. So I like to write music in English for some reason. That's always been the case for me. But like, I'm just saying this because I know like maybe somebody from Brazil is going to listen to this, and then I think that they're going to have some questions or doubts about their like language abilities, right? So maybe this is something that could also stop you from like making the music. But I mean, once you get to a certain level, that doesn't matter that much anymore. But let's say that you're not such a great speaker. Just write the song anyway, because the point is getting the idea out of your head. And then keep in mind that you have the chance to like translate it, correct it, like on another day. Yeah. I don't play instruments. I don't like playing instruments. I've tried it. I don't like it. But for me, it's okay because I feel like music is more like poetry, you know? But there's also another misconception, because basically like when somebody like plays an instrument, they keep trying, they keep playing with the instrument, and then that turns into a song. And you can do the same thing, but with their voice, right? But then most likely you're gonna need to find a studio, and then somebody needs to like kind of like translate the song for you. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if you think that you can be a musician because you don't play instruments, you can. It's just that you're gonna have to do different things. Also, I know that I have a certain type of singing, and I think that a lot of people, it's not everybody that has this style of singing. But what I'm trying to say is that's another misconception, that you need to sound like Whitney Houston to make music. You don't. I listen to a lot of like independent bands, indie style, and sometimes I joke with my husband that this person can sing. But it doesn't matter, because it's about the charisma, it's about the self-expression, it's about the message that you're trying to express. So I think a lot of it has to do with like self-permission and not feeling shame. And it's very difficult. It takes a lot of work to get there. Like I'm sharing this from a place of empathy. But once you truly understand that your own essence is nobody else's and it's what makes you special, then I think that a lot of the shame that you might have for music will go away, you know? So whenever I release a song, from my perspective, I'm just trying to share something that's like very important to me, something that affected me. I'm trying to kind of like overcome my emotions. But it's also kind of like me saying that my own essence deserves to be here, you know? It's like, it's really about my self-expression. So I think those are the most important things that I wanted to say. And now I'm gonna share like the process. And just keep in mind that the fear is what gets in the way, and that this is a very ordinary activity. Like there's nothing crazy about that. And I think that those misconceptions happen because of the industry and also capitalism, things like that. But just keep in mind that you're a human being and you have a soul, and that's pretty much all you need. So that's my controversial take here. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so I'm gonna go to the voice memo app. You can also go on GarageBand. Like there are other apps that you can use. I feel like, okay, so like when I'm writing a song, I'm not thinking about singing. I'm just thinking about like letting the idea out. Also because like I live in an apartment, right? But then like when you go to the studio, then you can really sing, right? But like when you're writing, it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna do that right now, but sometimes I like to use GarageBand with my earbuds, and then I change the effects a little bit, because I think like when you have a very good and loud playback, I think that can help you with your confidence sometimes. So that's also something that you can do. Let me think. So I'm gonna write a song pretending that I'm a hater from the hater's perspective. Okay? Which would be good. If you admit it, that would be good for you. So it's recording. It might not come right away, but what I like to do, sometimes I either come with a line and then I play with the line, or I start to hum a little bit. So today I'm gonna hum a little bit because I think that's just like what I'm feeling, right? So like you need to play with it until the idea is here. I look at you and all I think. I look at you and all I think. Why do you think you are that good? So right now, for example, I'm kind of freezing a little bit because I don't know where to take it. But that's precisely why you keep playing with it. You keep playing with it, and you're recording it, because then you can go back to it. Okay? So that's what we're doing. So whenever you feel the panic or you feel the instinct to judge somebody else, don't act on it. Wait. It's a matter of patience. And also, like if you're like a young songwriter just starting out, it's better to do it by yourself most of the time. Like this is a very like solitary activity. Yeah. And sometimes it comes randomly. Okay. But I'm just saying, because I know that the limiting beliefs get in the way. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. I look at you and all I think is why you think you are that good. 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 I look at you and all I think. Are you trying to? It's hard to like write a song from the perspective of a hater, huh? Usually I'm writing a song from the perspective of the wronged party. I look at you and all I think is why you think you are the good, 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 good. I look at you and all I think are you trying you're not the good, 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 good. So what happened here, I don't know what to say, okay? In that case, I'm just going to leave that blank, and then eventually I'm going to listen to it again, and the idea will come to me, eventually. Because we're trying to channel the song. That's what we're doing, yeah? So keep that in mind. All right. I look at you and all I think is why you think you are the good, 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 good. I look at you and all I think are you trying you're not that good, 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 good. I didn't think I had it in me. I didn't think I had it in me to be so cruel, nasty, and absurd. I didn't think I had it in me. I didn't think I had it in me. I didn't think I had it in me. It must be your fault for thinking you could. That doesn't sound good. I didn't think I had it in me to be cruel, nasty, and absurd. I didn't think I had it in me. Okay, I'm losing the track of it, so I'm going to go back and sing again. I look at you and all I think is why you think you are the good, 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 good. I look at you and all I think are you trying you're not the good, 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 good. I didn't think I had it in me to be cruel, nasty, and I think I need to put like something that rhymes with me. I didn't think I had it in me to be cruel, nasty, to be cruel, nasty. I'm gonna say I'm kind of mean, but eventually I'm gonna change that. It doesn't have to be today. I didn't think I had it in me to be cruel, nasty, and kind of mean. I didn't think I had it in me because I used to think, because I didn't think I had it in me to be cruel, nasty, and kind of mean. I didn't think I had it in me because I used to think I was the good, 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 good. So you see, guys, like the song is starting to take shape. So it's just a matter of persisting, you know? And trust me, like when I share this with you guys, it looks a little bit embarrassing, a little bit, but I think that's it. You know, I think that a lot of people like have this fear of being cringe, but I think that's a limited belief, and that's just gonna make you like walk around in life feeling like very repressed, and that's not the way to live, you know? So I'm gonna stop this one right here because I don't feel like it right now. So then you save it, and always save the lyrics, always save the voice note, like put a name that you remember, and then you just like keep playing with it. And like what I like to do is that whenever like something comes to me, I record the idea so that I don't lose it. And then as you like continue to live life, the ideas are gonna come, you know? So in my case in particular, I shit you not, I think I have like over like 1,000 ideas, like for real. Because like I've been doing this for like a very long time. But I just felt like the need to share this because I feel like in my life there was a huge sense of disconnection from other people because they were like, oh my god, like why are you writing songs, like why are you doing this? And then like it just made me feel kind of sad. But I feel like if you've never let yourself like have this experience, then it's difficult to like relate to somebody that hasn't, like, you know what I'm trying to say, yeah? So, yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, I know that there's this whole industry and like it's so symbolic and people respond to the symbol, but the behind the scenes is very ordinary, you know? So that's why I'm trying to share this with you, to hopefully get people to understand that they could also do it, and also so that I don't look like an alien, you know, because I think that this is quite simple. And I do want to eventually start a music mentorship program, and I think that's gonna happen at some point. But I still want to like think of what I'm gonna do, and also I'm not in a hurry, you know, so eventually that's gonna happen. But I just felt the need to share this with you guys because I think music is so important to me. And I think that I used to joke with the studio that they need to make ads that they need to go there for trauma healing services. But it's true. I think that music can be an amazing way to connect yourself to your spirit, and also for you to process things. Um, you know, like in my own life, like I'm gonna use like an example. Let's say you've had a lot of food. Eventually you need to get rid of the food, right? Because if you keep it in your body for too long, your body's not gonna be able to handle it. And I think with music, that's similar, but it's like about the things that got into your energetic field. If you just keep it there forever, then your spiritual body is not going to be able to handle it. So some people like get those things out through community, through, I don't know, work, or their own passions. You don't need to be passionate about music if you're not. But what I'm trying to say is, for me, that's how I get rid of the things that contaminate my spiritual body a little bit. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that this was useful somehow. And if you want to become a songwriter, a singer, an artist, do it. It's okay. But just know that I understand how actually, like, how difficult this is, you know, I do. But you need to be strong. But yeah, if you have something in you, there's nothing that people can do to stop this from happening, really. And I think that's all I want to say. Thank you so much for being here. And if you do like write a song or something like that after that, you can send me, okay? Thank you. Bye.